Hiya there folks, welcome to Boating on a Budget with me, the tight Yorkshireman.
And me, Dawn.
Look, we've even got that written on side at boat, Dawn.
I know, it's good,
It's
isn't
good,
it?
that, innit? We're getting a few funny looks, aren't we? Because as people come past, they don't quite get the tight Yorkshireman and me, Dawn bit. Only you viewers understand that. But we're out and about again, aren't we?
We are.
Enjoying boat life, but we're not so much just enjoying boat life today, are we? Jobs to do. I've just been out on bike up to Screwfix, which is a couple of miles from where we are. Dead easy on my electric bike.
Is it?
As long as your pedals are turning, motor does all hard work.
That's
so
good.
Up hills and things, you just keep them feet turning. So yeah, I've been to Screwfix, got a few bits, and you've started off on job number one, haven't you?
Yeah.
Because in general, I think we're just going to sort of spend the next day or two just having a bit of a sort out, little jobs that have been ignored and neglected over the last few months. You're having a tidy up down there. You're going to repaint that bit that we kind of mended over the winter time.
Yep.
And I've got some stuff to do down here. I'm changing the steps round, aren't I? And I could probably spend 10 minutes explaining what I'm going to do, and it still won't make any sense.
No,
so the best thing to do is just... You don't understand. I thought you were telling me what to do. No, so I think best thing to do is we'll just crack on and you'll see how we're changing that, tweaking a few bits there. We've got a little bit that we've been tweaking about so that we can have seats on the back, and they get loads of criticism having seats on the back because people call them suicide seats, but we'll come back to that a bit later on when we're out cruising, maybe later today, maybe tomorrow. We've no major plans though, have we? Just plod on, enjoy it, see what we get up to. Oh, come on then. Oh, finisher's brew. Get tools out. Do some work. This lever is known as the Morse control. It changes the direction from forward to reverse. It also increases the revs on the engine. Previously it had been fitted using a piece of fiberglass, and it wasn't very secure at all. I've changed that piece of fiberglass for a piece of steel now, but as you can see, it needs a little bit of TLC from Dawn just to get it looking nice. I think we've established rebuilding a boat is actually just a load of sanding, isn't it? Because everything just needs sanding. Not for me, it's not. No,
not for you, it's not.
No, but everything's just sanding, scraping, sanding, scraping. But yeah, this is the hatch top, isn't it? We're just going to give this a coat of paint along with that Morse control unit and everything. Smart that up, so you're just cleaning it up first, aren't you?
I am.
I'll go and crack on with my plumbing.
Go on then.
The main focus of the works that we are doing then are things like what Dawn's looking at there, doing that hatch top and doing the bit where the Morse control fits. We're also going to sort of smarten these doors up. I think, like we've said in the past, that hatch top and these doors aren't actually going to be the permanent ones that we're going to have forever. But seemingly, with the way things are going, we're probably going to have them at least for the rest of this year. So we might as well smarten them up and make them look as nice as we can in that short term. My little focus is on this step. I want to lower this step down to this sort of height so it gives us somewhere to step into, so we're not so keen on banging our head on that hatch, because I've currently got a little war wound from it as it is. So the first thing I'm going to have to do for that is move this water pipe. I'm going to have to drop it down so it's going to be below the height of that step. That's relatively straightforward. I'm just going to go and turn the water off, then cut the pipe each side, a couple of elbows in, and move that out of the way. I think then for the rest of today, we are then going to concentrate on these doors and stuff like that though. All the water pipes were fitted using the John Guest speed fit system, and that makes making alterations like this really easy. No special tools required, just cut the pipe and add the fittings where required. One of the items I got from Screwfix was the red oxide metal primer. That prevents these items from rusting as the last thing that we want is after doing all this hard work for it all to rust away in the near future. I'm not sure we're doing this right, love, because you're trying to make things nice and pretty there, and I'm making an almighty mess here.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. Basically, obviously, you're now starting with the top coat of paint on that, aren't you?
Yeah.
It'll just smarten it up for now. And I'm starting to put out this new step, which you still might not quite understand what I'm doing, but I think we'll get there in the end. But first off, I'm just marking it out with my new Dremel that you bought me for my birthday, love. Because obviously I need to do some cuts along here. And once I've got the main grinder, it can be sometimes difficult to pick out the line. So I'm just using the Dremel with a little cutting disc. We'll mark it out so when I come to do it properly. But I can't do it properly until you're done on the back there, because I need to lift these up and things as well. So I'll be marking it out, you'll be painting.
Yes.
I think these are well-earned beers then, Dawn.
You're not kidding, they are.
We've had quite a productive day, haven't we?
We have, we worked hard today.
It's kind of been a prep day, I suppose. We've got everything sort of prepped, lots of things primed, ready for tomorrow. I need to get my big brave pants on now and cut that step out tomorrow. I've got it all ready, and I've got in my head what I need to do. It's just
Putting it on paper.
doing it. So tomorrow will be more painting, a bit of cutting, and a bit of keeping fingers crossed. But for now, we've got a beer each. We've got something as a bit of a starter.
Put me on.
And we've got chicken kebabs on the barbecue. Happy days. Morning then, folks. How did Dawn sleep last night?
Oh, not too bad.
Good. Was that anything to do with the amount of lager you'd had before bed?
It might do.
Yeah,
We'll
well,
say no more about that.
we're up and about, and although I've got something in my eye, haven't I? I've just managed to get something in my eye, so I'm being a bit mardy, aren't I? But we've got breakfast on the go, and we've got some Yorkshire Gold tea bags. One of our viewers spotted the boat the other night just after we'd moored up, didn't we? We'd gone out for a little walk, came back, and there were a box of Yorkshire Gold tea bags sat on the back of the boat. So thank you very much, Robert. We're enjoying our morning brew today. What's breakfast?
Bacon, sausage, egg, beans, bread and butter. There's no black pudding.
No black pudding. Oh no. I'll let you off though. We'll have a nice breakfast. Then we need to crack on, because the minute it's quite sunny, but the forecast is it could well rain during the afternoon, so we need to crack on and get done what we can before the weather turns, don't we? This is where we step back to the 1980s with this footage and go all A-team. Where there's metal being cut and sparks flying everywhere. Alright, maybe that's a bit dramatic, but I am actually cutting out the back step. The idea being the piece of metal that I cut out, I will flip over, and that will be the step still, but it'll be the other way up. And yeah, that still sounds just as confusing. So let's just watch and see how it progresses. Once that section was cut out, it was a case of adding... Once that section was cut out, it was a case of adding a lot of angle iron to the edges and front and back. It would have been nice to weld it back in place, but obviously out on the cut I didn't have access to a welder, so this was the next best option. Well, what's happened here then, Dawn?
We're back home.
We're back home, aren't we? This is actually now a few days later, isn't it? Because, as predicted, as we'd finished that little bit of filming, the Evans opened. So it would just pack everything away, weren't it?
Yeah.
Put everything away. And then the following day we had guests come and visit us on the boat, didn't we? A few different people came, so we didn't do any more work or filming then.
No.
And then the day after, we had to get back here because we were back at work. And what did it do that day as well?
It rained.
It rained. So I was stood there with my brolly, boating in the rain, while you were stood in there. Which we would say we are generally fair weather boaters, aren't we? We generally don't boat when it's not nice weather, but we had to get back to work, didn't we? So we didn't have any choice.
No.
Just crack on and get back. But as you'll also see, we didn't get any more painting done either, did we?
No.
Obviously the weather changed, as we said, but even before the weather changed, we're going to get the paint out, and it had gone manky. Is manky a word? Or is that just a...
I think it's a Yorkshire word.
Just a Yorkshire thing. Basically, the paint's now good, it had all dried up and what have you, so we need to order some more, and then we can crack back on with the painting. But my dad has given us a tip for making sure it doesn't do that again. So when we get the new paint, we'll see whether that works. And if it does work, we'll enlighten you. Yeah, unfortunately then, we didn't really get anything else done, did we?
No.
And it's a pity that the fairies didn't come along and finish this step off for us, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Ta-da! The steps are done.
No.
Well, not done, there's a few bits to do. But I've made some progress, haven't I?
You have.
Yeah, and basically, we've not filmed it because I've kind of just been doing it in between like work and things, haven't I? And by the time you get the camera set up and stuff, and as you can see now, we're kind of trying to stay out the way so you can see it. And that becomes an issue when trying to film things in this corner.
Yeah.
Like when I was cutting it out and things in the first place. But yeah, we've made some progress there, haven't we?
Yeah.
And it's all reclaimed timber, some old flooring that had come out of somebody else's narrowboat.
Yeah.
And some flooring out of somebody's house, and it's all reclaimed. And I'm really impressed at just how square and level and everything I've got it.
I know.
Because as we well know, nothing in a narrowboat, especially a fiberglass roof narrowboat, is square and level.
And it's gone right, hasn't it?
It has. It's took a fair bit of head scratching and thinking, but I'm pretty happy how that's gone. But because it's so tricky to film in here, and you can't really see anything, let's go and get our brew, sit outside, and we can explain what's happening.
About it.
A little bit of talk time, eh?
Better than tidy up time.
Very true. That's better then. Hopefully they can all see us now. And we've got us brew back.
We certainly have.
Yeah, so it is a bit disappointing, obviously. I couldn't really film more of that as I was doing it, but it's just really difficult to film in that corner, especially when I'm on my own, because Obviously, the bits of footage we got before, you were managing to kind of lean over my shoulder.
But you were
and things,
still in
weren't
way
you?
though, weren't you?
Yeah,
so
it is a bit disappointing because obviously it's been quite a nice little project that, but there'll be plenty more things like that, which obviously the good viewers can catch up on as we do those. We have had a bit of a busy week or so as well, haven't we, in between times?
Yep.
Because we've had a few things to try and been a few different places. First one being honey. This is made from the bees that are up in the beehives up at the top here, because one of the other moorers, Chris's dad, looks after these beehives.
Yep.
And obviously once in a while he makes honey and stuff from them, so we've been trying that, haven't we? And that was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
we've had it on like
really nice
vegetables and things like that, haven't we, and stuff. I'm going to try it on some toast as well, I think. Not had it just as honey as yet,
It's
so I'm going to
lovely.
try it as a bit of honey. But as well as the Rasker based honey, Rasker being the Rotherham and Sheffield Canal Association, which is
what we are
here, we've also had up at the Boathouse Social, which is a place up in Sheffield. That's where we took the grapes that we picked last year. I hope you're following this. Grapes that we picked last year from our grapevine that was planted by one of the other moorers a number of years ago. Nicky planted them,
Yeah.
we reckon about 15 years ago. We took the grapes from that we picked last year up to the Boathouse Social, and he's done the magic of turning it into wine, hasn't he? And I must say, neither of us are wine drinkers, are we? But we went up the other day and had a sample, how it's ready. And it was,
palatable.
yes, I think from our point of view it was palatable. From the other people's point of view who actually drink wine, they actually did say
They
it was
said
very
it were
good.
nice.
Especially for the fact it's grapes that are grown in northern England, which apparently wine tends not to be very good from grapes grown in England anyway, but especially in the north of England. But it's come
Yeah.
out as
It says
really
it's gone
nice
really
wine,
well.
hasn't it? So
Really well.
Martin, who runs about our social, is quite into all his brewing. He makes sort of pilsners, IPAs, pales, bitters and things.
Yeah.
And as a follow-up to it, he's invited again us Rasker, the Rotherham and Sheffield Canal Association members, to go up and make our own beer, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do in the coming weeks is we're going to go up there, we'll take the camera and film bits of it, we're going to make what will be our own.
Yeah, the whole process.
Yeah, I think as a community we've decided we're going to do a Pilsner type beer, haven't we? Because that's kind of the more thing that most people will drink. Personally, I think it should be a pale or an Indian beer, but that's just me. Pilsner's what will sort of satisfy everyone, so I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a Pilsner, brewing it properly, and then as a real shame, Martin's then going to bring it down when it's ready, and we're going to try
have
it.
to drink it.
Be such a shame, that. Another thing that we've got here though is some chili jam, and this is Jeff Lewis, who watches our videos and he's kind of on Facebook and what have you. He's made this and sent us as a sample, and rather than trying this just now, we're going to take it with us when we go out on our kind of holiday in a couple of weeks time, aren't we? He's recommended it goes really well with bacon sandwiches, so I'm not sure why he thought to send it us when it goes with bacon sandwiches.
Can anybody tell me what's the best way to use it?
Yeah, so
Do
we've
you
got.
eat it raw? Do you
Yeah,
warm it up?
I think you just
Do
put it on. But yeah, any other suggestions?
Yep.
As well as what Jeff suggested on things like bacon sandwiches. You know,
That'd be great.
a homemade chili jam. So yeah, I think that's going to be really nice.
Yeah.
Something that we're looking forward to trying. One thing we've also been trying are our shoes.
Oh yeah.
We got sent these shoes by a company called Seekway, and the water sort of shoes. So when you wear them, if they get wet, they dry really quickly and things, don't they? And as you can probably see, if I sit here looking all graceful with my foot up at the camera, they've got nice tread on them and what have you. They're not intended as an everyday shoe by any means. They're the sort of thing you wear when sort of boating and out, canoeing, kayaking, things like that.
But
And
they are comfy though.
yeah, they are really comfy. Like I said, they're not like an everyday shoe. You wouldn't wear them sort of downtown or anything,
No.
would you? But yeah, we got sent them and we've been wearing them. We've only been wearing them while we've been out boating, haven't we? The last couple of times when we went up Sheffield to the
There's nothing I
street
can
food
say I
market.
dislike about them.
No, we've worn them a
Nothing
few
at all.
times, nice and comfy. So there is the description to them in. There is the link to them in the description below, by the way. We don't get anything for it if you buy any of them or anything like that, but I think you've already actually said you're going to order a pair that you can wear as like slippers at work,
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
aren't you? So as like
absolutely.
an additional pair. And we've got our holiday booked, haven't we, later in the
We
year?
have.
We're going to Turkey. So we might even get like a fresh pair each then, just to take us like holiday shoes as well. So like I said, by all means, we're not getting paid for them. You know, they did send us them, but we don't get any commissions or anything. Description down below if you're interested in buying some of them. So I think that more or less kind of brings us up to date on everything that we've been doing, haven't we? Like I say, a little bit disappointed we didn't manage to record more of that, but there's still plenty of bits to do on the boat. I'm going to crack on now over the next few days and carry on with kind of the kitchen cabinets, aren't I? You know, obviously we got the framework in a long time ago, like nearly a year ago, I'm guessing. But obviously we've never got round to putting doors or sort of fascias or boards on it, so I think that's going to be something we're going to be doing, and round the windows and stuff like that, doing the trim on that. Because his idea is we want to try and get a few bits like that done, because as we mentioned, in a couple of weeks time we're going out on the boat. We're going to be out on it 10 or 11 days I think, aren't we? So we don't want to take loads of tools and do loads of jobs while we're out, but we did say maybe bits of painting and things, you know, if we go out for a
little jobs, it just gives you an afternoon for something to do.
Say go out for a cruise in the morning maybe each day after having had a full breakfast with black pudding.
Oh, okay.
It is my holiday after all. So yeah, then we can do a few little bits on the boat of an afternoon, so I try and get a few sort of the bigger jobs, if you like, done, so that we can then be painting and what have you then.
Yeah.
So, I think I've waffled on enough then, haven't I?
I think you have.
I think I've waffled on enough. I've almost drunk my brew, so I'm going to have to go and make another one of them. So hopefully people have liked this video, even though we didn't show enough for making that steps. It's bugging me, but it is what it is. We did what we could, so hopefully people have liked it. I'm sure they're already subscribed, and if they're subscribed to the channel, which is absolutely free, just means you get notifications. What else do they need to do?
Press the bell.
Ding the little bell, and then you will get an email or a ping on your phone so that we've put a video on. And basically if we put a video on, that means we've done something else, haven't we?
It does, yeah.
I think we'll call that a wrap for today then. Thanks for watching, folks. Bye bye.